Well, hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. It is your favorite Power Team podcast, and y'all know we are definitely in the building.
In the building.
We already know that you guys could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be right here with us. So we appreciate that. And for those of you guys, if this is your first time tuning in and you don't know who we are, we would like to go ahead and formally introduce ourselves. I go by the name of Kesha Kesh.
And it's your boy, Dr. Real, Mr. Motivational. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Woo, you gotta bear with me just a little bit because for some reason I'm trying to lose my voice. I don't know why. I'm just I don't know if it was because I was outside, over the weekend or something, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely trying I'm trying to lose my
Mm-hmm.
voice. Yeah, I said if outside was a person, that would be me. I was so excited to be outside. There's nothing like being outside and you really have somewhere to go.
Yes, he
Sometimes we
did.
just outside. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Real?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just outside to just be outside. I don't like to be outside to just be outside. I like to have something to do and somewhere to go.
Have a
So
perk.
y'all bear with me. Bear with me. My voice, I'm gonna try to drink some water throughout to try to get it back up and going, but it's a little bit hoarse right now.
Mm-hmm. All good though.
Okay. Oh, and really, really quick before we get into the things that we have to talk about today, I just want to say, our girl Jay Money, she is not here with us tonight, and prayers definitely go out to her. Hopefully, she is recovering, getting better, feeling better, and just wanted her to know that we are truly, truly missing you tonight. So, prayers up for Jay Money and her not being with us tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We got a lot to talk about tonight, Dr. Real. We
Lots.
got a lot. I mean, it's like I don't even know where to start. I guess I do know where to start. I'm gonna tell you this. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was this whole Mayweather fight. Did you watch the fight, Dr. Real?
No, he wasn't gonna finesse me. He got me with the Manny Pacquiao fight, and they was
What you
ballroom
mean?
dancing for
Dancing.
like, cause I know how
Mhm.
he do. That joke gonna sit there and ballroom dance for 8 rounds. It's gonna be a whole bunch of hugging, like you ain't seen your cousin in 10 years, kind of hugging the whole fight. Couple
But you
punches,
know what?
but nah, I'm good.
You know what? That's so funny because it was some people that was sitting around us and they like, yeah, that's his technique. But it really is. His whole thing is to tire you out and chase him. As you can
Mhm,
see, the dude was really tired. The dude was
mhm,
tall, but at the same time, he was tired. I
mhm.
was very, very shocked and confused when I saw Chad Ocho Cinco in there. Like
Cinco, yeah.
Ocho was in there, but I think he made him a quick did
Quick
he make
million.
$1 million? A quick
Quick
million?
million.
He bragged about it on Twitter and said he made a quick $1 million in like 8 minutes.
I'm with it.
And and when I was looking at all the money that Mayweather made and the percentage that he get off for pay-per-view, he get like 50% or something off of the
Mhm.
earnings there. This man got so much money. It's crazy. I don't even know what he's going to do with it, but it's just a life.
Yeah,
It's
me
become a
either.
lifestyle. I honestly enjoyed the fight. I really did. We were actually there to eat, have a few drinks, but
Mhm.
surprisingly, when that fight came on, it was really entertaining to me the entire time. But you're right, Mayweather, he ran around the ring a lot of times. Um, but he ran,
Mhm.
I got a little
Mhm.
dizzy, but it was okay. But I think overall it was a really, really good fight. I just think the money that they make is ridiculous. That's a lot of money for the
Yeah, especially
time that they're
for an exhibition fight with no judges. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to for the hood and watching like just like it's like like I said exhibition fight like Apollo Creed and Drago from Rocky Four or Three.
right. Right.
Exhibition fight.
That's exactly
Um,
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I was laughing. His brother was. They both they're marketing geniuses because his brother was hyping up that his brother won. There's no way he won because I was watching one clip and it looked like he put Jake Paul to sleep for a minute, but held him up so he wouldn't fall down. But a lot of people say, nah, that's not what happened. I'm like, that dude was asleep for about a good 20 seconds.
Wait, who are you talking about? The guy that was
the fight
which guy that was
the one I think it's Jake Paul is his name, I want to say.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah.
And there's one clip that's been circulating around the internet. He called him slipping. He called him with an uppercut. And that joke was out on his feet. And he kind of held him up because he didn't want to, end the fight. He ain't supposed to end that way. They're just supposed to be in straight up exhibition. So yeah,
exactly.
Don't finesse me. Like somebody would hook me up with the fire stick or something, or if invited me over to a fight party, then yeah, I'll go watch that. But far as getting it for myself, I know how he do. I'm good.
I even read where they were going to refund some of the people their money that rented the fight because they had some type of issue with, I don't know if it stopped or it went out. It was like something, it was interrupted a couple times throughout through the show. So they're supposedly going to refund them or trying to get their money back for purchasing the fight. But hell, all I know is they made a lot of money, and I'm trying to figure out what I need because it looked like you could run. It don't even look like you gotta. So they both got paid, right?
Oh yeah, but you got to be in shape though to box. Even
it don't look like
great shape.
I hear what you're saying, but that tall dude, what's his name, Paul, whoever, he wasn't in no shape. Looked like they got him somewhere off the streets. Looked like he was on a whole lot of drugs. I ain't lying. Looked like he was tired and looked like he had hyped himself up before he got there and that high came down. I'm just gonna be real with you. He was running around, but then it came down. So I don't know. He don't look like he really worked out too good for it. What I say, get a fighter and a promoter.
He tall, and he carrying way more weight than Mayweather, so that's gonna make you tired running around. Exactly. So I was watching a boxer work out on my son's basketball practice last week for last whatever, and they do some exercises. I was looking at him, I was like, man, you ain't even started sparring yet, and you getting it in. I'm like, man, I'd be tired before I even get in the ring.
And you got to be conditioned, and I do.
Much respect.
Yeah, it's. I just was impressed by the dollar signs and the amount of money that they made, and I'm like, some of them fought for like 6 minutes. I mean, it wasn't long at all. So we doing something
brain damage, and I'll get in there with you. Just don't give me brain damage. Don't knock my screws loose. I don't want to have no CTE behind it. But even with a quick body shot, I'm going down anyway, so I'm gonna fall down and get that money.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Wow. So y'all give me y'all's thoughts. I see some people commenting, they watched the fight. Did y'all think it was a good fight? Did y'all think the money that was earned, was it really earned? Was it well deserved? Give me your insight on the fight and how y'all felt about it. I mean, it was funny to me. He said he made millions in the blink of an eye. He sure
it was meant to entertain, and they did that part, I guess. So some people, it was meant to entertain. That's what it was supposed to do. You can't expect it to be real, like a real fight. Like, nah, you weren't getting that.
Yeah, it was definitely entertaining. I even liked the part when he came out with a Moneybag Yo. It definitely was a great vibe. In the place we were at watching it. So I enjoyed it. I really truly enjoyed it and had a good time watching it.
Hey, but catch the real storyline is that joke got a head full of hair. That's the real storyline we should be discussing.
What do you mean?
Mayweather was bald as meat. Now Mayweather got a whole season.
You're right.
Come on, somebody. Mm-hmm.
What's up with that?
I'm like, what's good, partner? What made you want to go put a hair on the head? What made you want to get that weed, bro? What is
that about? You know what? We briefly talked about that and we jumped over to something else. But now that you bring that back up, what is? Look at CJ. Heard he laughing. Look, CJ, you know this too.
That's why he got so mad when he took that hat off his head at that press conference. That's why he got so mad and wanted to fight.
Yes.
That's crazy.
CJ is crazy. Y'all are too funny. You know what? I don't know. That's a whole nother topic right
I
there.
was like, hold
We
up,
did
bro.
right, Dr. Real. Right,
You
right,
and
right.
Deion Sanders. Deion too. Deion when he got here, Deion
Yeah,
was bald like me too. Now he got a head full of hair.
head full of hair. Oh my God.
Okay. Right,
See,
right.
I ain't gonna y'all know, don't I'm not gonna even get on that subject. That's a whole nother topic right there. We're gonna save that one for next time. They still laughing though. I'm trying to leave it alone, y'all. Like that part. Where did all that hair come from? When you're a billionaire, anything is possible. I guess you're right. You know, you can pick and choose what you want to do and how you want to do it on a daily basis. Y'all are silly. Keep commenting, you guys. If you're just tuning in, drop those comments. Give us your opinion about what y'all felt about the fight. You know, even talk about the money because man, I was just looking up stuff. And I'm like, dang, like this was some quick. This is the real definition of some real good, quick money.
Mhm.
but anywho, I know we do got other topics to get into. Another thing that we were talking about that we seen was the whole Amazon thing. You know, they were talking about how Amazon is no longer going to test their people for marijuana. You know, they're just going to exclude that. Y'all seen K Michelle? Oh Lord, they still talking about it. But they're going to exclude that and just not take that into consideration for their employees. What do you think about that? What do you think is the purpose of them doing it? Because in my opinion, they're really just catching up. A lot of companies have truly already X those things out, and it's expensive. Drug testing, and we're in a
Mhm.
whole pandemic, all this extra stuff. He
Mhm.
said about time. It is very, very expensive. Do you
Mhm.
think though it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing that they're doing that?
I think it's gonna be a good thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, most people either they don't smoke before the drug test, or they go get the piss test eraser that cleans your urine long enough for you to get tested,
Mm-hmm.
or they go do whatever they need to do to be straight. And then as soon as the test is back, they got a job. They right back doing what they do. You know what I'm saying? So to me,
Right.
most businesses should just test for drugs like that when you get in an accident. Like that's when you should
Right.
test for it. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, they got to get off of it. Eventually, I'll say the next 10 years, I think every state gonna be legalized marijuana and treat like
Yeah.
alcohol. Because I don't see why they don't do that now. I mean, you okay with prescribing me opiates that ruin my kidneys and my liver and my pancreas, and that's good. And they have all these damn long running side effects that run like a marathon. And dudes start talking, your butthole blowing up, and your tongue swelling, your eyes bulge out your head, but it'll kill you. Okay, but it's gonna kill me too at the same time. So why not go ahead and let me just smoke
Right.
some weed? What's the problem?
Yeah.
No, you.
And to be honest, I think it's one of those situations where the Amazon work, well, I guess when you look at it from a perspective of the drivers, like they're really out there on their own versus some companies you have people maybe housed in if it's like call center environment, things of that
Mm-hmm.
nature. But what I was reading about was they were just pretty much saying if it's reason to test you, if you give us reason to test you, then yes, we'll test you. But
Right.
as far as just making it a part of the process, there's really no reason for us to do so. I mean, I totally agree. I really, really, truly do. It's something that a lot, like you said, a lot of other companies are going to start doing as well. I mean, you got this. I'm confused because for one minute you're saying this is helpful. Some people they're taking it for medical reasons anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and it's helpful for them. So then you're separating those from these other people. Like, who's the keep stressing over whether it's good for you or not? I say to exit all out. It's too much
I mean,
extra work.
if the ban on marijuana didn't have that racial overtone in the first place, then I wouldn't be so mad about them acting like it's that stupid movie Reefer Madness. When they
Mm-hmm.
blamed on the Mexicans and the reason why the weed is terrible and blah 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 blah. Man, like my cousin say, just on the screen, the drug dealers are the doctors. I
Now
mean,
that's real.
there was a time where they were in cahoots with pharma, which they still are, but now it's not. They can't give samples away like they used to. You know, I should come to there as a drug person and be like, yeah, check this out. I want you to promote this drug right here, and I'll give you tickets to the Super Bowl. And they'll promote those drugs to their patients because they're getting a free
Mhm.
trip to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they didn't care whether, you know, the side effects hurt them or not. That's why a lot of
Right.
people are moving towards herbal and medicinal, you know, medicines versus
Hmm.
taking drugs because people don't care about you and that. They don't care. You know, like
And at the end of
cigarette.
the day, we don't know what's in it. We really don't know what's in it. And I'll be
Nope.
honest, I was one of those people that I had this guy that used to work with me, and he would have all, I don't care if you said you had a headache, I don't care if you said you had your throat hurt, you know, whatever it was, he always had something that he made himself that allowed him to cure himself. He was like, I'm not going to no doctors. You know, he was like, all they do is practice medicine. And he's absolutely right. They practice medicine, and it's like they Google. They Google to find all these different things, and they're
Mm-hmm.
entitled to give you whatever it is that they actually want to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And now I understand why these people why they've been doing this stuff. And it does make anything that's natural, it does actually make you feel a whole lot better. Like to me, what does it say on the back of every prescription pretty much that you take? It's a it be cautious. It could give you cancer. It can give it's always
Yeah,
it can do
a warning
something
sign.
beside it.
Mm-hmm.
Something. So you're at
Mm-hmm.
the same time you're telling me you're giving me something to help me, but you're also telling me that this is what can happen. You know, it's like
Right.
it's crazy.
Now I
It's
seen
crazy.
I think Oregon during last year's elections, they prescribed that you can get like shrooms and psychological drugs like legally, and because it does help with certain conditions. So I'm like, okay, they going over there crazy in Oregon and Seattle with the legalizing, you know, shrooms and stuff like that. Um, I'm not with the cocaine being legalized. I haven't seen too many lives get destroyed
Right.
with that. Um, you know, there's some stuff you got to take a pause on. But marijuana is just like driving a car and drunk. You know what I'm saying? They both have the same effects in a sense.
Right.
Look, I
Right.
know that. I ain't seen nobody smoke weed. Don't want to rob nobody. They don't want to shoot nobody. They don't want to kill nobody. All they want to do is eat, sleep, and have sex. That's pretty much it. And what order you put it in is on you, but that's pretty much it. Because you know, most
And
of the time, you know what you about to fight about. I'm mad. You
And
know, smoke.
everybody's always so calm and relaxed. Like you can
Yeah,
always tell that person that had some real good weed because you could be stressed out and you just run around doing stuff and they got this whole demeanor. You looking like, what's wrong? And they
just
just
relax.
chill. They don't ain't nothing bothering them. They
Yeah,
don't hear nothing. It's like you can't steal it's a different kind of energy. And you be like,
about
dang.
12.
So, it's deep. It's different. But true story. It was funny because you were mentioning this. You said you were talking about how, after they got these ways to erase the urine and all this, but I had a cousin, and it was the night before she had to go to work, and she said, I've been working at my job for like 20, I forgot how long she'd been there, but it was a long time. And she's like, they ain't never drug test me. And I guess she spoke that into existence.
Oh man,
And the
man, she
next
left,
morning,
yo.
I was asleep, and the next morning she left to go to work, and she came back home, and she ran up the stairs, and she was like, hey, I need you to get up because I hadn't smoked. I hadn't smoked nothing in a long time. And she's like, I need you to come with me. I was like, come where? Like I'm half asleep. I'm not knowing what's going on. So I went to the place with her. So again, like you said, I had the urine for her. And the
Mhm.
people came out to tell her because I was sitting out there still asleep and I was like tired. I'm ready to go back home. But she's like, yeah, they told her she was pregnant. And I was like, what? But it was me because I took the test. So that's how I
Oh
found
Lord.
out I was pregnant with my first daughter because I took a drug test for my cousin. And when I took the drug test for my cousin, they told her she was pregnant. She looking at me like, huh,
That is
yeah,
funny.
we couldn't even show facial expression because I'm like, what? So yeah, I found that I was pregnant through taking a drug test for my cousin.
That
That's
is funny.
crazy. Yes, true story. True story. I
That is
kid you
so
not. True
funny.
story.
I love it.
Man,
That's
that's a
funny.
true story. But I see you guys' comments. Okay, and thank y'all so much for tuning in and being a
Yes.
part of these topics that we have tonight. You know, we just kind of wanted to talk about some of the current things that's going on. We want
Mhm.
to engage in some other stuff as well, but there's a lot of stuff going on, y'all, and sometimes we just don't have the opportunity to touch on it. So tonight, we decided we wanted to touch on as many of these events that's going on and kind of just get you guys' opinion about it as well, and share our thoughts and opinion also. But there's a lot going on. Okay, it says, what's this? We're the only country you have to pay for health care. Really? Now, wait a minute. I thought we was going to move on to something else, but now CJ done told me something. What you mean? What are you talking about? We're the only country that has to pay for health care. Well, how do other people getting it? You gonna have to fill me in on that later because I never even thought that deep about it. Well, like how are they getting health care? But
We talking like Canada when they have universal health care where nobody pays for it. We talking like Canada, they have the universal health care.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm numb to that and I'm missing it because I don't even really understand what's going on right now. I'm gonna have to research that because that's not right. Um,
That's
okay, guys,
America.
yes, it ain't fair. It ain't fair. We do have some other topics. It was something else I wanted to touch on, Dr. Real. I know we have it's almost July.
Get you the
So,
money.
yep, she said Canada. Oh, y'all teaching me something tonight. Yep, that's right. Wow. See, this is stuff I'm talking about. See, I go to finding out stuff, then I get mad all over again. I'm trying not to get mad, Dr. Real, but look like they getting over on us again.
Always.
It's just keep happening.
This is
Always,
American.
always.
On now.
But to our next subject. Now, this is something I'm concerned about all this money they keep giving us. And that is the next topic I wanted to touch on. So,
Mm-hmm.
effective July 15th, check your accounts. That is when we're supposed to start getting these deposits. You're either going to
Child
get
tax credit.
$350, yeah, because they've increased the child tax credit. You're either going to get $350 deposited into your account from July until December, or you're
Mm-hmm.
going to get $250 deposited into your account between July 15th and December.
Based on the age of
And
the kid.
based on the age of your kids, it's like zero. So if your child is a newborn to the age of what is it, 6,
6.
that's where it's $350. But if they are age 6 to 17
Mm-hmm.
or 18, it
17.
went up.
Okay.
17, you'll get $250
Yeah.
per month. But that is just a portion of your tax credit. So when the season comes for tax season next year, then you'll only be able to file for the other half. But I read that it's optional. Now they are saying
Mm-hmm.
that you can opt out of it if you don't want to. So y'all might want to look this up and try to fill out whatever forms you want if you don't want to start getting this right now because it's really coming pretty quick. It's next month. But they were saying if you don't want to take that option and you want to just wait until the tax season, then you can actually wait because I'm trying to understand what's the difference. Like, is there I haven't read anything about penalties or anything like that, but they are making it optional.
Yeah. So far, what I've seen, they're not making it where you got to pay on it next year, but it's only June, and
It may change.
the lies haven't been the new lies for the rest of the year ain't been made yet. They got to finish getting their story straight. Um, my whole fear is all this stuff is gonna come to a head eventually, because you're printing more money. To me, making a dollar, the dollar's becoming more worthless around the world, probably. You know what I'm saying? Because you're making more money than you really need. You can almost like we can make money all day long, but after a while you flood the market, then your money, you know what I'm saying, the worth of it starts to deteriorate. And they just
Yes.
giving what they should. I mean, they should, because they spend so much money on wars and other stupid stuff, like making sure that what was the big argument they had when Trump was in office? They tried to pass a bill, and it was to making sure diversity in like Pakistan. And like y'all worry about
I missed
diversity
that
in
one.
Pakistan, but we got people here that can't afford to pay their rent. Y'all give all this rent money away, but the people that's about to get evicted haven't gotten it yet. Like, what's the hold up?
Hold
So,
up, right?
so it's a lot of red tape. To me, if you need it, get it. You know, it's your money anyway. It's your taxes you're paying, so it's your money anyway. So,
Right.
get the money, because all a tax return is an interest-free loan the government got from you that you paid them too much money and they gave back to you with no interest. That's all your
Right.
refund is. It was already your money anyway. So get it if you need it. Research it though to make sure it aligns up with what you need, because if next year if only half of that, and you used to getting about $10,000 to $8,000 back, and now you might only get $4,000. Make sure your finances are set up for that change of next year, because the tax code changes every single year. Just be ready for it.
Right. Be ready for the change. Like sometimes you gotta sit back, just pump the brakes for a second and pay attention to all this stuff that we're actually being eligible for. I saw Jay Money post something about those food stamps that went out. Now, I think it was 12, if I'm not mistaken, it was $1,200 per child. Is that right? Is it 1,200? Like, people are sitting
That's
on like
correct.
6,000 that they can't even get rid of. Like, I'm just it, it's like it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. And I don't know. I don't want to say, because I mean, if you're sending in your stuff and these people saying you qualify. Ain't nothing you can do about that. You've done what you needed to do, but
Mhm.
I just never seen them be so nice to give out all this stuff. It's like you can get money is all around. Man, it's deep. Money is just floating around everywhere.
I know somebody got $8,000 on that. They had 4 kids on free and reduced lunch. They got $8,000.
Well, here's somebody got 5,000.
If you're in a Dallas school that does free lunch, you automatically get it. I mean,
Well, it's not just free lunch. It's free lunch or
yeah,
reduced
yeah.
lunch.
Right. But I'm just saying, if you go to just a Dallas school that just does free lunch, like everybody get lunch, then
Hmm.
all the kids get it. I'm with it. But here's the
I
thing that
think
I want.
but you know what? No, I think that's two different programs. I think one is just based on that being a part of the pandemic, the package.
That's
But
what it is.
what I
People
think
be
you're
smart.
talking about, well, what I think you're talking about is, I read that this part to be more so of the repay of kids that actually went to school from home, because typically they would have been eating lunch. And I think what they did was, in this situation, they just calculated everything that they would have been paying, I guess, for the school year, and
Mhm.
said, we're going to lump this under this category. And this is what made them, because the money was supposed to go somewhere. So I guess
Right.
it was more so of like, why give it to the school? They didn't actually go to the school. They were homed at school. And these are the people that actually had to feed them. Now, the other thing, I think that's something totally separate. I think that's coming from just kind of like the whole unemployment stuff. That's
Mhm.
giving an extra something based on I could have it wrong, but like I say, it's so much going on. If I'm wrong, y'all correct me. I mean,
But
but
at any rate, it's a good thing. But
yeah,
here's the thing that we don't need to be doing. And you know who I'm talking to. Don't take all the damn crabs out of the damn ocean. Like
oh, they gone. The crab legs
all the
gone.
fish and the
I
lobsters.
tried.
Man, stretch that. If you got $2,000 or $3,000 worth of food, and you know that when you're buying your own food, your budget might be $200 every 2 weeks, and that's very small. But whatever your number is, why not continue to spend? Yeah, get lavish for a minute, because I understand it. You got a little, got a little extra. Get lavish. I ain't mad at you. But at the end of the day, you won't have to worry about spending your own money on food for a long time if you do it right.
Yeah. But I think it'll expire, Dr. Red. You got people that got this rollover because it's just like vacation time. And I don't think you can carry that much over because just like it don't stop. Like just like they got 6,000 this month, they get 6,000 next month, next month, next month, next month. I don't think all that money can stay on there. I think there's an expiration.
I didn't read that. I just thought that was a one time. Here
No,
you
it
go.
is not a one time. Am I somebody correct me? Am I wrong or right?
I think it's a
Because
one time payment.
so is it one time, y'all? They got the money one time? I thought it
One
was
time
something they're
payment.
going to be getting for the rest of the year.
It's that pandemic EBT card. That's a one time payment.
One time payment.
Then but if I got $5,000 over food stamps, I ain't gonna worry about no food for a long ass time.
I could have swore that it was going to be something. So maybe that's what. Well, I guess so. Maybe they are giving away one time, but they're giving it away because
They
it's so
give
much.
me
But like you
blacks.
say, now if that's the case, yeah, you need to hold on to that because you never know what's going to happen later. I thought that it was something that was going to be going on for the next couple of months. Yeah, that's
We
what I
figured
thought.
out.
See, they
We
said they
figured
thought they
out.
get it for the rest of the year.
I
I
didn't read
thought it
that. We can
was too.
always go back and look.
Because it's two of them, and I think that's what where the confusion's coming at. It's two programs. One of them is for the actual a part of the plan, the pandemic and all that. But this other one is kind of part of the actual school, just saying, hey, we got this much these many funds, and someone was supposed to get it, and the kids were supposed to be coming to school, but they were at home, so we need to reimburse whoever was feeding them, and it was the parents. So it's like that. It's two different programs for my understanding. But either way, y'all, I'm with Dr. Real. Like I'm with whoever is out here, getting this money and taking care of your business and making it through this trying time, through this pandemic. But he ain't lying. Like every time I go try to get some steamed crab legs from Albertsons, they're gone. Now ain't no more. Like
I
y'all
mean,
could
ice up there, all gone. Number
they gone,
ice.
ain't no
Ain't no Kool-Aid. You can't find no
nothing.
damn Hawaiian punch. They even drinking the cranberry juice. Y'all don't drink no damn cranberry juice. I can't make my damn drink because all the
I
cranberry
drink
juice.
cranberry juice now. I keep some cranberry juice, but you're right. It's hard
On
to
that,
find.
come on now.
Yeah, it's gone. It's getting really. It's tough. It's hard out here in these streets. It's
Y'all ain't eating
hard,
the
but
nasty cookies. Y'all buying the nasty snacks. You know you
right.
bored with this car. You buying nasty snacks. I'm like, come on, man. You don't eat that.
Yeah,
It's a trip.
it's. I can say that it's been hard, but at the same time, they said not ice. Yeah, we talking about on ice, y'all. Ain't nothing but ice up there. Go to Albertsons. You think you about to get some crab leg? Ain't no more. It's gone.
Yeah.
Even the
Even
little
food
babies. The
cranberry
little babies feel pretty. You got some babies out here talking about they not eating chicken nuggets. Like we don't want no chicken nuggets. We want crab legs. They want crab legs with lemons,
Dallas.
and
What?
they understand exactly what it is. They want crab legs. I'm like, dang. The world just changed. But I think a lot of us we have been blessed throughout this. We joke and we laugh about it, but at the same time, man, it could have been worse. I'm glad to see that we're she said I'm pissed that she can't get approved. So we might be doing something wrong because I don't even think there's an approval. Let's say it's like the pandemic all over again. Everything's gone. But I think that we actually have done pretty well. Minus people that have suffered and been sick and struggled through a lot of things that has went on. For the most part, to be honest, y'all, the world has been doing pretty good. Like they've been giving out money in bulks of loads and bulks of money that I haven't seen
Mm-hmm.
people
Yeah.
get ever.
Mm.
So I think that for the most part, we're getting back to normal. You got a lot of people going back to the office. You got a lot of people, back out here. The world is open. And you got some people that's trying to ease into it. I still get confused sometimes. Honestly, I don't know. Like I always keep my mask, a couple of masks in the car, but in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to have it on or not. And it's like when you have it on, people looking at you like, what you doing? And then it's like some places you go into, they looking at you like you about to rob them. I'm like, now don't act brand new. We all was just walking around here with masks a few minutes ago. Now you looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't know if I need to have it on or not. But you
Right.
go into some places, they kind of warn you. They have a sign, and they'll tell you. Well, they'll say the sign will say something to the effect that if you've had the COVID shot, then you're able to come in without a mask. And I'm
Yeah, but
thinking
how
to
do you
myself,
know I
you
took it though?
still don't know
Yeah, we
exactly,
don't no card or
but
nothing. You don't know if I took it or not. I can tell you what I
exactly, exactly. But yeah, that's the confusion for me. So honestly, what I'll do is I'll kind of sit in the parking lot a little while and I'll watch and see what everybody else is doing, and I'll kind of just keep it in my hand, and I'm just still confused, is what I'm trying to say. So I know it's trying to get back to the norm, but it's really not all the way there. So I'm just looking forward to what the future may hold. With all this stuff, I know
Mhm.
multiple people are still continuing to get vaccinated, and it's just it's something that we have to watch and wait to see whether it's going to get better or worse.
Mhm.
You think it's going to get better, Dr. Real?
I don't.
You
What
don't? What do you
everybody
mean?
needs to realize is whatever you were doing prior to December 2019, that life is over. There's no going back to that. It's no different than 9/11 with the airports. Whatever happened on September 10th, that's the last time you're gonna do that because the world changed the day after that. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than this. The world's gonna be different. I wear my mask because I haven't had a cold or the flu in over a year. You know what I'm saying? Nothing serious because we've
Yeah.
been over hyper with the hand sanitizer and almost to making ourselves when we do go with the mask, we're gonna get really sick because we've been keeping the germs off of us for over a year. So our body haven't had the opportunity to do what it's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is you know what I mean? So I think it'll be a higher case of flu in the upcoming flu season here in a couple months. I think it's gonna be a big deal
Mm.
because people are gonna be like, I'm outside. It's hot girl summer and it's the something with the meme with the thighs, which I'm not getting on that parade at all. With the short shorts, I ain't mad at you, salute that. But nah, no sir. No sir. Y'all do
Right.
what y'all do, but
Right.
not yeah.
But you know what? That's my fear too, Dr. Real, because it's like the minute we think that everything is going to be okay, because you got companies, they're kind of, sitting back monitoring this thing, and then
Mhm.
they're thinking it's more so safe to revert going back into the building like around the actual time of the fall, when it's time for the kids to go back to school. But that is the scary part, because like you say, that's flu season. So the last thing that we want to happen is that boom, you thinking everything is back to normal, everybody's trying to operate the same way we did, years ago, and then now all of a sudden this breakout is happening. So it's really, the world has changed. Me personally, I try to just operate how I've been operating. We've been accustomed to this stuff, but at the same time, we've already been equipped now. So it's like we already have the things that we do, and we drink and fluids and stuff to just keep in our body, just to make sure that we're already prepared. It's now mental, for the majority of
Mhm.
us, to just make sure that
Mhm.
we are cautious of those things and continuing to do it. But it's crazy. I'm just waiting to see how all this stuff is going to unfold. Good
Mhm.
stuff, y'all. Good stuff. Good stuff. Now, we do have one thing I want to talk about before we get into Dr. Real's topic, because I'm really excited about his topic, because I need to be educated, and I want to listen. But I wanted to take this time also to kind of explain to those that are watching about the PowerTeam platform, because I see a lot of the people that tune in, and I get a chance, of course, to watch all of the shows, and I see different people that tune in to different shows, and a lot of people may not even know what's going on. So I kind of want to give a breakdown to everybody, just a little bit of information. Not going to make it too detailed because I want to save some of the time, but I still want to kind of explain what this is, because also I get messages here and there, and if they don't see my face on like some of the other shows, they're confused and people don't know what's going on. They're like, "Well, where are you? I was looking for you. I didn't see you." I'm like, "Well, that's not my show, baby." But I am the CEO of the Power Team platform. It's a business. Like, this entire Power Team platform was something that I actually pretty much dreamed of doing. I wanted to connect with as many people that I could. And I wanted to connect with people that had a vision, similar to mine, and also wanted to do things to better themselves, even as an entrepreneur, as a podcaster, just really being a voice and connecting with as many people as they could. So what you have here is the foundation of power comes from this Wednesday night show. That's why you see us here, myself, Dr. Real, J Money. You see us here every Wednesday because this is where it all began. This is who I actually started with. This is who actually helped me brainstorm, about a lot of the things that we talk about. The real backbone of the actual team. And as we began to grow, I connected with so many other people that actually had an interest in doing things similar, and it was just a different spin to it. We have entrepreneurs on the Mamapreneur podcast. We have real estate, when it comes to Bree. We have J Money branching off and doing J Money After Dark. So the whole thing about this is that I want to make sure that this platform is something that everybody can enjoy. You may not like one thing, but there may be something else that you're interested in. And I want to be able to deliver all of those things for you. And the way to do that is try to accommodate people on their availability based on the nights that you're in, the days that you're able to watch. So that's why you'll see different things that are hosted on this platform and coming from different people that's a part of this team. These people have their own vision. They have things that they actually are shooting for. I'm very proud of each and every one of them. And I'm just glad that they trust in me to help them push the vision that they have. We are on all major platforms. I know I interact a lot with you guys on the Facebook platform, but we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter. We're actually on multiple platforms on Facebook. We're on Periscope. We're on Twitch. We're on Google Podcasts. So when you're looking at us right now, we're actually on those other platforms at the same time. So if you're not a Facebook user and that's not your thing, the beauty of this is that you don't have to watch us from Facebook. You can watch us from all those other platforms. So I'm excited about this journey and everything that we're doing. We have a couple of events that's going to be coming up this year. If you're in this area, the Dallas area, we would love to actually have you guys to come out and meet us personally and join us. But for the most part, just really excited to get a chance to work with everybody that I'm working with thus far. So just kind of wanted to give y'all a little bit of background. I know a lot of times we don't have time to explain really what it is and what we do, but the goal is to try to reach as many people as we can and, work with as many people as we can and do a lot of networking.
Let's go.
So hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that made sense. So now for the good part, the juicy part, we do have the topic coming up here with you, Dr. Real. What's the topic you have?
Ooh, man, we're gonna talk about polymorph. What we call it. I turned my hat backwards because this is serious here. So
Poly.
the nickname is poly. I'm not talking about polygamy. They're very different from each other. Polygamy is where you have more than one spouse. You either have more husbands or wives.
Polygamy is okay.
That's polygamy.
Okay.
Poly is not polygamy at all. That's polygamy, and that's it's illegal in every state. Except Utah has now reduced polygamy down to the equivalent of a traffic ticket violation. It's not as serious as.
Wait a minute. Wait, you can have polygamy. That's legal?
It's not legal. It's illegal in every state. But Utah, being Utah is a Mormon state, they just recently passed laws to reduce it to the equivalent of a parking ticket. So if you about that life and want to have more than one wife or husband, you might want to slide to Utah and do your thing, go over there. But if you want to be in a poly relationship, then go and keep listening. Because poly is basically consensual, non-monogamous relationships. That's essentially what it is. But it's not now. If you're married or you date somebody, things the way that you can cheat or trick your way into a threesome, then that's not poly. That's not what it's for. That's not the life that they lead. That's not how that works. Um, so poly is based to the point you can have multiple relationships as love and emotional connections are the driving force. That's where a person says, I know I can love more than one person. Kind of my mindset. I can have a deep connection with 3 other people. It's not swinging. It's not cheating, because cheating is what? Cheating is deception and being sneaky. When you're in a poly relationship, you're being open and honest. Like, I'm married. Me and you are married, Kesha. And we're in a poly relationship. You may have a girlfriend, and I can have a girlfriend. You can have a boyfriend, and we're all connected. Then that's an example of a poly relationship. Now, you don't have to always share your partner. That's up to you. That's whatever y'all talk about as far as guidelines. I'm gonna get to that here in a little bit. But it all depends on what kind of relationship that you guys want. While poly, so there's no secrecy, openness, communication, acting with caring and integrity. Now, this, you can tell this says nothing about cheating by what I'm saying, right? And you're sharing the love. Poly people agree that their partners are to maintain certain boundaries. Things they will and won't do, they'll be honest about who they're involved with. So it's no sneaking around. If you say, hey, I met the dude at the gym and we're in that kind of relationship and we have the guidelines where you can bring in new people whenever you want, I can't get mad at you or get jealous with you. So with poly, there's no jealousy. So you can ask yourself, how do I know if it's right for me? How do you handle jealousy? If you're a person that if you walk with your man or your woman and somebody even look their way and you're ready to go fight, probably not for you. Just don't do it. Just move around. Don't even entertain the thoughts in your head because you're wasting your time. Do you enjoy variety of senior sex life? You know what I'm saying? Do you have that 1 a.m. creep, or like I like to call the flashing light person in your life? The only time you see him is when the light flashing outside. Do you have that person in your life that comes in and bring in a different variety to you? That's you. Then you are possibly involved in poly. Do you enjoy deep emotional connections with more than one person? I said some people can say I can love 2 people. And for me, I don't believe that, because I like the Bible says you can't serve 2 masters. Somebody's going to be missing something, because there's no such thing as multitasking, because you really can't focus on, honestly, your brain really can only focus on one thing at a time. If you really think about it, your brain really can't focus on you doing 4 or 5 things, because somewhere something's going to slip. That's like a guarantee. So I've told this a lot. So here's some terms, if you're talking to your mates, that you might want to be aware of. If you hear these terms, then these people probably have poly before, or they're newbies. So your primary is your husband, your wife, or your significant other. That's your primary. A secondary is a more casual relationship, and is like you're not really involved with the housing and the finances. You know what I mean? There's no entanglements involved with the secondary. Now, a triad is known as a throuple. That's a funny word. A relationship between 3 people, one person dating 2 people, or all 3 dating each other. That's a triad or a throuple. A quad is where 4 people are romantically and sexually involved. Polycule is where it's a whole network of people. It's like a molecule, but it's called a polycule. Your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your current wife, girlfriends, your husband, girlfriend, your wife's girlfriend or boyfriend, and so on. All of y'all are connected. Then there's compersion, which is the opposite of jealousy, where you want to see your mate happy with somebody else. Like you encouraging them. That's like the women sometimes, and sometimes they're in a poly relationship. They'll go out and pick a person for the night. That's what they're into. You know, they'll purposely go to a club full of women so she's gonna do what she do, and the man just sit back, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. Then you have a metamor, which is your partner's partial. like an ex-wife, again, a wife, girlfriend, etc. And then you have a paramour, which is an outside member of a marriage, the girlfriend or the husband. That's what a lot of people go for. So the negative parts, I only see negative parts. The parts everybody get excited about is they think it's all about threesomes. No, it's not about threesomes. These people truly care about the other people. They're really having several relationships at a time. It's not like they're all just meeting for sex, because a lot of people want to go into poly because they equate it to sex, and that's not even it. So say you want to do this, you want to bring it up to your current partner. Be honest of your intentions. Use I statements. Don't make them feel like they're not enough for you. That's the dangerous part. If you want to go on a poly and talk to your partner, don't make it feel like they're not satisfying you. That's why you want to do it. And then take your time. Investigate. Go on dating apps. You can put poly in your profile, and you get people who will come to you that's involved in their life. There are apps dedicated to poly. There are books that are written. One that I just purchased is called The Erotic Slut. And I'm looking forward to reading that, because I'm sure it's a play on words, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. And now, once you're in the poly world, how to establish ground rules. Think about what you're looking forward to. Like I said, what are your intentions? Create a yes or no or maybe list. Make plans for checking in and renegotiating. Like when you first went to poly, you may have said no strangers. Sex has to be with a condom, and does not with me. But as you got further into it, you want to loosen those rules up. So you got to go back and revisit that with your partner. Emotional boundaries to consider is casual versus serious relationship. Which one do you want? If you're married, are you really okay with your woman going out and not doing her in a sense, but y'all are together, but are you really okay with that? Some people say yeah until it gets real. Like people that have threesomes, I've heard horror stories that it was all fun, it was all fun. The rabbit had the gun, and then now old boy stroking the girl like and she don't want to have sex with you no more, or vice versa. The girl put that twister tongue on her, and now she thinking she don't know if she try, or why. So you have to be careful with that. The frequency of seeing each other. You have to basically have a schedule. I'm gonna see Fred. Me and Fred gonna do our thing on Monday. Me and Trish gonna be together on Tuesday, and blah blah blah. Frequency boundaries to consider: kissing, cuddling, and other acts. Are you cool with your partner French kissing, tongue kissing, or are you not okay with the actual physical lovemaking, to where like hookers don't kiss for a reason? Because you start kissing people, emotions get involved. So do you want your partners now to be kissing? Sharing space with your partner. Maybe you don't want them around. Maybe you don't want to live in the same house. And sexual acts. Maybe you don't want to do BDSM. Maybe tell your partner no oral sex unless it's with me. No anal unless it's with me. You just make those guidelines. I know I kind of dropped a lot on you. This is a super.
No, this is a hot topic, because this is what's going on in the world, and I'm all ears, because this is all I've been seeing. I mean, still don't make any sense to me. It don't even matter, but I'm open to learning the thought process behind what people are thinking, because this is you hitting it. This is what this is what's popping.
Right now. Here's my take on the whole thing with that. My fear is we're so used to we're a microwave society. We want everything right now. We're not the Thanksgiving dinner, mama cooking, slow cooking stuff. We want it like that. What that commercial say? It's my money and I want it now. It's my sex and I want it now. And and the younger generation are not really putting strings down. Willow Smith just came out said she's a poly.
I saw that.
Like 18, 19, 20, whatever she is, like, man, you poly already.
Yeah, but she watched her mom and her dad do it all her life.
Right. I dig it. So, I mean, it ain't for me. I don't like sharing mine.
Absolutely.
It's me and you. And you can say what you want to about monogamy. Monogamy can be beautiful if you put the work in. It's not always going to be pretty.
Right.
But it can be satisfying. And yes, you're gonna have fantasies about people. People, I get it. It happens. You're gonna see somebody who might look better than your spouse. One thing I learned from women: if women can see an attractive man, they don't stare. They see them, but they never stare.
Right.
Men, we can't control our neck good enough. We don't have them eyes like y'all do. Where y'all can kind of look back and see and take the picture like a robot and bring it back in, and don't your face don't change or nothing. Our dumb asses, we can't do that. We're gonna make a face. If the booty fat, you're gonna see it in his eyes or his face. He gonna make some kind of expression.
I got a couple things. Jay Money said this, and I wanna know, because I wanted to say something similar to what she said, but I agree with what she's saying. She said, what I don't understand, most people that are in poly relationships, the woman can't have multiple men. So what I'm trying to understand to Jay Money's point is this. Poly, so is there an understanding or an agreement of what the sex of the other person have to be? Because I agree. See, to me, the woman always get the bad end of the stick, because it's kind of like the man is more interested in, like you say, it's like, are you being honest? Is it that you want a threesome, or are you really into being a part of this poly type thing? Because when it gets to the point to where you get to determine the sex of the other person, it kind of changed the whole dynamic of it. So that's when the women get the backlash of being closed-minded and all these things. But when we flip the script and say, okay, well, I'm down to have two men in here, but I don't want a woman, then everybody looking around like they crazy. They trying to look for the people in the back, like, who you talking to? I'm talking to you. Because it's like you want a person to be open to the fact of how they'll enjoy this, but at the same time, it's selfish. It's like you want to make this beautiful picture to believe you're free. Well, allow us to be free, but let's get. I'm more, and this, they used to call it a train back in the day, or whatever the case may be. If I was forced, because again, I ain't interested in none of this, none of it, and I'm gonna tell you why. But if it was a force, I'm not attracted to a woman. I don't see nothing. If I look at a woman walk across the room, I'm like, dang, she got a big butt. I mean, literally that. She got a big butt. I'm not turned on by it. There's nothing that's going to make me attracted to it. I don't see myself sleeping next to it. I really literally mean that. And that's it. I don't care if anybody else feels that way. That's up to them. It's a no judgment zone. You do what it is that you like. But the minute that you say, I'm open to trying this and get two men in here, that's a problem. The man don't want it.
That's why I say it's not true poly, because true poly, number one, it's not about sex. It's about
that's what
connection.
Multiple.
So
it's about connections.
You don't have. You can't tell a woman you can't have another man, because if you're doing that, that's not poly. You're trying to get a harem. It's the difference. You gotta learn. The poly is you both agree to be able to do what you do.
Somebody said no man wants to see his woman being dominated by another alpha. I don't like threesomes, but that's why men prefer FFM over MF. Okay, and I understand that as well, Black Market Star, but this is my whole intake on it. We talked about this once before. There's a pool of people for everybody. And I think it's about just being honest. If you are interested in poly, trolley, quadrolly, whatever the case may be, have that open conversation with that person and go. You can go be great with them, because it's like some people just aren't into it. But I do feel that the world is turning to this based off of what everybody else is doing, and they're making it okay. You know, you can be in a situation where you're forced to make things okay when it's really, it don't have to be okay with everybody. And people that enjoy it, you're free to do that. Me personally, I don't like sharing nothing. I'm very, you can call me alpha, whatever, but I'm not excited. I would never be excited about watching another woman touch nothing that I've touched. If I don't like cheating, they ain't sure ain't. And I don't even see that. I'm not going to be interested in watching another woman touch on my man, and she can't touch me either. So it's going to be a boring situation. So I'm not her. Definitely it won't work, because I can't give you that. I can only give you what I can as of me, and I can't dictate what no other woman or anybody else could do. It's just not intriguing to me. I honestly feel that a man, and I'm okay with men that have experienced those things, but I also feel that at some point in life as an adult, there's certain things that you should experience in your younger age. And once you have experienced and got all those things out of your system, maybe that's the point in time where you need to try to be honest with yourself and say, am I able to be a one person's guy? Because to me, sex is a part of something that men and women should be able to control. And the fact that a man can't control his mindset on whether how many people he can have sex with or how
Mhm.
often he can have sex is very unattractive to me. And I feel that it is something that a man has to grow from. It's
Mhm.
just something that's not for me. It's for somebody. It's just not for me. I
Ain't
think
for
as an
me.
adult, you should have control over your sexual desires, and a person that is not able to control certain things is pretty much out of control, in my opinion. That's
Mhm.
just really how I feel about it. You need to be able to. The sexiest thing in the world is a man that's in control of self. You can't control yourself. I'm afraid. Very,
Should
very
be.
afraid.
Should be.
It says facts. Man, y'all see how good they got? We ran out of time. Facts. You should have experience in it. Yeah, it's something that if you want to experience that, you should. But being a grown man, you should have already experienced that. And if you haven't, my heart goes out to you.
Research
Um,
it before you do it. It's not for everybody. It's not about sex. So if you're going in poly just to get your rocks off, you're going into it the wrong way already. That's not what it's for. That's a benefit of it, but
wow.
it's not what it's for.
See, people don't even understand it. They think they're
Mhm.
going in it for sex. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. But my heart goes out to those people because there's so much other things going on in the world. Um, all those people should have some type of sign labeled on them so they can go to the side and let us keep moving forward to the people that think like us. Nothing against the people that think like that, but at the same time, keep engaging with those people that you've been engaging with. Like, does that ever stop? The poly stuff, is there a point where it stops or is this longevity?
Well, you can stop and start as much as you want. There's like groups for it. Like there's groups for swingers
Damn.
and groups for everything. There's people that do that, but be careful because if you're in a child custody issue, they can bring it up into your child custody hearing, and you possibly lose your kid over it. That's not a lifestyle that people look kindly on. So
See,
you need to be very careful with it.
see how deep it go, y'all? That's why you got to pay attention. See, we trying to engage in all this stuff because we think it's the newest stuff going and it's what's up, and it's really not. But like I say, to each his own. Um, it's the no judgment zone. Dr. Real, you gonna do a part two about this because I know it goes a long way, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
honestly, yeah,
a lot.
it needs to be spoke about. It needs to be spoke about. But the last thing that I want, and I know we got to get out of here, but the last thing I want is for a woman to feel that she is not enough because she has indulged in some type of situationship, relationship, whatever you call it, with a guy, and this guy is making you feel that you're not worthy of being a true woman because there's some other women that's out there doing some things that you're not doing.
Mhm.
So, don't fall for it. If it's something that you want to do, by all means do it. I mean, that's clearly your choice. But if it's something that you don't want to do, hey, you don't have to do that. It's some other
Exactly.
women that person could indulge with that wants to do it. Did you
Exactly.
have one word or a word for us before we get out of here, before it cuts
Real
us off?
quick.
We went over.
When people think you are mad with them, when in fact it's disappointment, because instead of being a life blessing, they're a life lesson. It kind of ties into what I just talked about. Like Kesha said, just because somebody had that idea, that's what they want to do, and you love them, if they're really in the poly, they're not going to force you into doing it. They're going to talk to you about it, and if you're not with it, you're not with it. They're never going to force you into doing anything or make you feel like you're not enough. That's why I said the I statements are important when talking to your partner. This is what I want to do because I feel blah blah blah. Not that you're not enough. That's not a reason.
Right. All right, y'all. Well, I hope that each of you enjoyed our topics tonight. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. We have the Mamapreneur podcast coming up tomorrow, 8 to 9 p.m. That's going to be with Robin. So, guys, tune in, rock with her. It's going to be a really, really good show. So, y'all know we ain't got to go home. But like we always say, but we got to get the hell up out of here. But it's been a really, really, really good show, and it's been a really, really good night. And I just want to say thank you so much for rocking with us, and we will see you guys next